Alright, it's April 6th, 2021, and I begin, I think, the 5th time in my life when I'm happily single again. My girlfriend and I had a falling out over a disagreement about taking the vaccine. You guys know from my videos I have some chronic health problems, and I want to find out more before I take the vaccine. And I'm actually glad that the issue broke us up, because it's better to know sooner than to know later, and we can move on our own ways and still be close friends, at least online, right? She's a little bit worried about the virus. I'm more worried about the vaccine, and we could agree to disagree there, which is good. And I'm happily single again, and which is good, because there are a lot of things that I still want to do while I'm single, and so I thought I'd dedicate a video to that. Anyways, this June 10th we have a solar eclipse, and I hope to catch that in Edmonton. I hope we get to travel there. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. I might have to go find out about getting a medical exemption for the vaccine, depending on the travel restrictions at that point. We might have quarantine restrictions, and I might have to spend a few weeks quarantined in Edmonton, which is another experience that I'll get to enjoy. Okay, I recently took up bowling, and I didn't do too well last night, though. I got a little bit too excited about starting a new chapter in my life, and I quote-unquote partied a little bit too hard. I didn't do my regular 16-hour fast as I normally do. I kind of spent the whole day just excited, and my routine was a little bit shaken up, but in a good way, though. And so I was scoring 90, 100 in bowling last night. Usually I score 160 or so, but my goal was to score 200 by June 10th of this year, before the solar eclipse. But now that I'm happily single again, I'm raising that goal to 220, and I think I can do it. Just one game of 220, not an average of 220. Okay, I hope, obviously this is going to depend on how the rest of the pandemic plays out. I hope to go back to Taiwan, obviously. I have family there, and just a very good vacation destination for me. Obviously, I'm still competing in the Computer Olympiad. I think next year my biggest event is going to be backgammon. I spent a lot of time writing that game during the pandemic. I hope to speak out for equality for singles. You guys have been watching my video, right? My videos. And now I guess I can add speaking out for some freedom in our choice to take the vaccine. I got very worried these last few days. About a week ago, I started getting emails and text messages that it was my turn to take the vaccine. And I got really worried about getting into a car accident or getting incapacitated in some way, and being given the vaccine without my consent or even my knowledge. So I was driving on I-90 in Washington. The speed limit is 60. I usually do 65, 70, but last couple of days I've been doing 45 to 50 because I've been worried about being forced to take the vaccine. It's made me a safer driver, but that's a positive as well. Anyway, I got a little bit too excited yesterday, and as a result, even my bowling score took a hit. I gotta think about what happens when we go back to work in the office. I was working remotely yesterday. I don't think it affected my work too much, but I go to the office and I just get really jittery, excited, and it gets taken the wrong way sometimes. I talked about how people don't like singles as it is already, and then for people to see that I'm happily single again, sometimes it gets taken the wrong way. But hopefully I'll have some good stuff under my belt over the next couple, especially with the Computer Olympiad, with conferences, with papers, and with getting over my social anxiety problems. That's why I took up bowling, by the way. At the beginning of the year, actually I wasn't doing too badly at the beginning of the year. At the beginning of the pandemic, I used to have difficulty going into loud environments, and I took up bowling to kind of address that. And unfortunately, my bowling has improved a lot. My social anxiety has improved, but not nearly as much as my bowling score. If it did, I'd be doing very well. I used to have difficulty going into crowded environments. I had to walk out of a graduation event at school. Well, two reasons I had to walk out: social anxiety, and also I didn't want to get my photo taken. I was very overweight. This was mid-2019 we're talking about. And I walked away from the event, and sometimes I still think back on that and how I would handle it today, and I think I would do a whole lot better. At the very least, I would speak up and say I don't want my photo taken, right? I wouldn't just walk out of the venue. Okay, so I begin a new chapter in my life, and with new goals, and very optimistic about that. Thanks for watching.